Let's take a closer look at the quiet storm forming. Not behind palace walls this time, but in sunny California. Prince Harry may have swapped castles for luxury homes in Hollywood, yet the royal drama continues. And now it's hitting closer to home, literally involving their children. The tension is no longer about red carpet appearances or lucrative Netflix projects. This time, it's about parenting choices. Here's the situation. Meghan Markle recently shared a polished behind-the-scenes photo from the set of her Netflix series with Love, Meghan. On the surface, it looked like an ordinary snapshot. However, in the image, young Archie could be seen wearing a shirt that revealed the name of his soccer academy printed across the back. To many, it seemed like a harmless, sweet moment of a mother including her child. But to others, it raised serious concerns. Why? Because Prince Harry has been very outspoken about shielding his children from media exposure. He has consistently stressed the importance of privacy, security, and protecting them from the same relentless scrutiny he endured while growing up. So, for him, seeing a photo that not only featured his son, but also disclosed details about his school, must have felt like a direct violation of that promise. Some critics argue this wasn't a minor slip. It was the equivalent of putting a spotlight on their child's whereabouts. The situation escalated when the school itself reposted the image. That move fueled speculation. Was this a simple coincidence, or was there some form of promotional arrangement involved? The rumor-making, the rounds is that Meghan may have, intentionally or not, used her son as part of a branding opportunity, possibly even with financial incentive. Reports suggest Harry was blindsided by it, and if that's true, the implications go far beyond a parenting disagreement. For him, it could feel like a breach of trust. This isn't just a matter of differing parenting styles. The key issue is that Meghan's decision was public. It wasn't confined to a private family choice. It was broadcast, tied to her professional image, and inevitably interpreted as self-promotion. Whether intentional or not, it gives the impression that visibility and publicity took priority over the privacy Harry has long defended for their children. In short, what looks on the surface like a small family disagreement could, in reality, represent a growing divide in how they see their children's place in the spotlight. And that quiet storm may just be gathering strength, even if it means crossing a boundary Harry has always firmly protected. Meghan's choices have sparked deep frustration. And this isn't the first time Harry has felt blindsided. According to insiders, he's confided in friends that Meghan's tendency to overshare makes him feel diminished as a man. Think about it. This is someone who served in the military, faced unimaginable media scrutiny as a royal, and endured more public pressure than most could handle. Yet now, he feels emasculated because his private life keeps being turned into public content. One moment that reportedly stung was Meghan's casual reveal on her show that Harry was the first to say, "I love you." To outsiders, that might seem romantic. But for Harry, who has lived under constant judgment, it felt like another blow to his pride. One more detail of his personal life broadcast for entertainment. The issue isn't just one Instagram post, one comment, or one Netflix episode. It's the accumulation of these small breaches that leave Harry feeling like his boundaries, his masculinity, and even his role as a father are being slowly undermined, without his consent. What's emerging isn't mere speculation about their relationship, but visible cracks. This doesn't look like a heated argument or dramatic breakup. It resembles something quieter, more dangerous, a steady unraveling fueled by unspoken resentment. Here's the reality. Harry sacrificed nearly everything for Meghan. His royal title, his military roles, his homeland, he gave it all up in pursuit of freedom. But the freedom each of them envisioned seems very different. For Harry, it meant peace, privacy, and family closeness. For Meghan, it represents visibility, creativity, and professional growth. When those visions clash, one of them inevitably feels left behind. It's no surprise, then, that Harry appears to be pulling back emotionally. Those close to the couple say he's become quieter, more withdrawn, and less engaged with Meghan's projects. There are even whispers that he's skipping certain commitments and choosing isolation instead. The picture that emerges isn't of a couple in open conflict, but of two people drifting apart, caught between competing definitions of freedom and weighed down by unspoken resentments. At public events, Harry has seemed distant, quiet, withdrawn, and often choosing the company of friends outside their usual circle. It's as though he's searching for stability, a place that feels genuine and grounding. Meghan, in contrast, is pushing forward at full speed. Every appearance, every collaboration, every carefully curated photo has a clear sense of purpose. She's building something, whether it's her personal brand, a life outside the royal narrative, or simply the dream she always imagined for herself. But the pace she's keeping doesn't leave much room to pause and make sure Harry is on the same path. To her, this might feel like progress for their family. To others, it looks like she's running a solo race while wearing the team colors. Public. Perception is shifting too. What once looked like a modern fairy tale, two people defying the odds for love, is now being framed as unbalanced. Harry, once the bold, cheeky prince, is increasingly described as lost, passive, or weary. Meghan, meanwhile, is viewed as strategic, ambitious, and relentlessly polished. Fair or not, perception matters. And when the outside world starts painting the relationship as one-sided, that image can easily seep into the private dynamics between them. But the most concerning element is the role of the children. Not because of who they are or anything they've done, but because they're slowly becoming entangled in this narrative. Archie's soccer shirt appearing like a subtle ad, or the carefully timed release of Lilibet's photos during media pushes, has sparked uncomfortable questions. Are the children being treated as assets, distractions, even shields? Harry finds this deeply troubling because he knows firsthand what it feels like to have childhood moments exploited and dissected by the press. He's lived that life. And he understands a truth Meghan may underestimate. Once you allow that door to open, it can never be fully closed again. That fear, more than frustration, is what fuels his anger. The headlines might frame him as irritated or upset, but the reality runs deeper. Harry isn't just reacting to Meghan's choices. He's reacting to a life he feels is slipping away from the values he thought he was protecting. He gave up his title, his roles, and his roots for freedom, only to feel that freedom morph into something else entirely, something he never wanted for his family. And when a sense of control erodes, resentment takes its place. That's when even the smallest gestures, an Instagram caption, an offhand remark on a Netflix special, stop being harmless moments and start feeling like betrayals. It's not about one post or one reveal. It's about the pattern, the buildup, and the growing realization that Harry may no longer recognize the life he sacrificed everything to build. Harry is starting to feel like he's no longer the main character in his own story. And Meghan isn't blind to the shift. She notices the silence where there used to be laughter, the way he avoids her eyes after a tense moment, or the clipped one-word answers that say far more than his voice does. But for Meghan, stopping isn't an option. The contracts are signed, the cameras are rolling, the brand is moving forward. In her world, hesitation equals weakness, and slowing down could cost everything. That's what makes their situation so complicated. Meghan thrives under pressure. She's been underestimated before, and she's built her success by proving people wrong with a smile. But the same determination and drive that pushed her from Hollywood outsider to global recognition can feel suffocating to Harry, who has spent most of his life running from that same spotlight. They're both fighting to survive, but in opposite directions. Behind closed doors, their conversations reportedly aren't explosive arguments, but strained exchanges, the kind where no one's really listening anymore. Harry raises concerns about the children, the constant exposure, the oversharing. Meghan defends her choices, insisting it's harmless and for the sake of their future. Each time, the emotional gap between them grows wider. Even Meghan's allies have started to hesitate. When she casually shared on her show that Harry was the first to say, "I love you," eyebrows were raised, not because it was scandalous, but because it seemed like yet another private detail fed into the content machine. What once felt intimate now feels transactional. That's beginning to wear thin, not just for Harry, but for those watching from the sidelines. Royal circles, too, are paying attention. Some still feel a soft spot for Harry, even if they've distanced themselves from the drama. From afar, they watch. Some hope he'll eventually return to the UK. Others simply hope he finds peace. Because even Harry's critics can see he's not thriving. He's present, smiling for cameras, nodding through interviews, but his eyes tell a different story. There's a hollowness there that no polished photo op can hide, and the public is starting to notice. Social media, once quick to champion, Harry and Meghan as bold modernizers rewriting the royal playbook is now shifting tone. The new question isn't about their defiance or their projects. It's simpler and heavier. Does Harry even look happy anymore? People are starting to point out how Meghan's projects consistently put her in the spotlight, while Harry seems to fade further into the background. They've noticed, too, how the children, once fiercely shielded, are slowly becoming part of the brand bit by bit. But the real danger isn't just what the public sees. It's what Harry is beginning to feel. The steady erosion of trust, the sense that he and Meghan are no longer in sync, and the growing realization that perhaps he gave up more than he ever understood. The freedom he thought he was securing doesn't feel like freedom at all anymore. If a breaking point is coming, it likely won't arrive with drama or fireworks. It will come quietly. Maybe in the moment when Harry finally voices everything he's been bottling up. Or in the moment Meghan realizes she can't ignore the weight of his silence any longer.